So about a year ago, I found and made a video about a leak in my 2000 Jeep Cherokee Sport to my passenger floor pan that was coming through my fresh air intake through my cowl and leaking to my floor pan through the blower motor seal. That's just one leak location on an XJ. They're not very well built, anybody who owns an XJ. And the seal around the fresh air intake deteriorates over a while. This is almost a 20-year-old vehicle, so it's understandable why. So to show you my fix, I originally started by caulking the outside of that blower motor casing. Didn't really work. Silicone and caulking don't keep water out very well. They don't dam it very well. But if it's on the outside, it keeps water from getting in. If that makes any sense. It doesn't really retain water that well. It'll still seep through. But if it's on the outside of a crack, for example, it will keep water from entering the crack at a superficial level. So the cause of my leak was through here, through the bottom of my cowl. You will see, if you take a look at your XJ, I can't really show it here too well because of the video. Oh, there we go, that's a little bit. There is a fresh air intake, just that little tapered plastic piece. So on that fresh air intake, there's a little lip to kind of keep out the water, but the lip, I mean, it's just two pieces of plastic pressed together, and the water can flow over the lip down into your blower motor, where it will seep through that little gasket on that fresh air intake into your blower motor, and subsequently into your floor pan. So the fix for this is rather simple. It worked for me. There are a couple ways to do it, but I did the way that was the easiest but most destructive to the vehicle, so to speak. So what I ended up doing was caulking the outside rim of that fresh air intake, just to keep water out. Large amounts of water can go over the edge, so I stuck my finger down in there. And the way I did that was I took tin snips and I cut this thin gauge metal, meant to just keep water out from going in directly into the fresh air intake. And I cut from here and then down about 6 inches and bent that piece of metal back. I then stuck my arm through there with caulk on my fingers, and I caulked all 4 sides of that fresh air intake with caulking. And you could kind of see it as I showed you earlier. Kind of looks messy. Obviously there's no real clean way to do it. It's just enough caulk to get it where it works. And it did seal the leak. I don't have a leak to my passenger floor pan anymore. The other ways to do this are you can enter through your driver's side, or the inside of your vehicle. You will have to pull off your dash. You can't get to it through just pulling off your glove box. The supports for the dash get in the way of actually removing your fresh air intake. You can replace that gasket as well. That just goes around the outer lip, but that was more work than I desired to do. I mean, I didn't know if I had to do too much electrical. I didn't really want to take apart my entire XJ at the time. I did rhino line my floors though at the same time as I was doing this, and that was a good idea because the XJs have a problem with rusting out the bottom. You'll see older XJs sitting in like pick and pulls or in people's backyards that have rusted through the bottom because of these. Or you can go through your engine bay. This one I don't recommend. If we lift this up to get to the blower motor, it will be back there. It is directly behind your condenser for your AC, so that will have to be removed. It's just hung on by that little strap right there. But being AC, I don't trust myself to deal with all the leaks, so I decided not to go through the engine bay to fix that. But if you follow, I mean, this quick guide, I'm not showing you too much, but common sense enough in my opinion. You just cut that back, silicone the outer ring of that guy. It should keep water enough water to seal the leak. For all XJs, it might not be that is your leak point. I know that you can have a ton of leak points in here, whether it be from your window seals to your B column seals to firewall seals, whatever it may be. But that is what worked for me, and I hope it works for you guys as well. Thanks for watching.